Station captivity to the bright lights of Paris. Superstar Brittany Griner and why these Olympics are so important to her.
Dan made progress with his mental health, but his medication caused unintentional movements in his face, hands, and feet called tardive dyskinesia, or TD. So his doctor prescribed Austedo XR, a once-daily extended-release TD treatment for adults. Austedo XR significantly reduced Dan's TD movements. Some people saw a response as early as 2 weeks. With Austedo XR, Dan can stay on his mental health meds. Cool hair.
Austedo XR can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Pay close attention to and call your doctor if you become depressed, have changes in mood, or have suicidal thoughts. Don't take if you have liver problems, are taking reserpine, tetrabenazine, or valbenazine. Austedo XR may cause irregular or fast heartbeat or abnormal movements. Seek help for fever, stiff muscles, problems thinking, or sweating. Common side effects include inflammation of the nose and throat, insomnia, and sleepiness.
Ask your doctor for Austedo XR.
Sorry, honey, it's a work thing. Mine's also a work thing. I just need someone to cover my shift.
So is mine. Alan's Nation business vehicle is now covered with Progressive.
Protected 24/7, just like your home and auto.
Oh, that's great.
So dinner time's just phone time now?
Sorry. You know, I heard that ground turkey is the healthiest poultry.
You know what? Never mind. Just be on your phone.
Swiffer duster traps 4 times more dust. 4 clean, even mom approves of. Making hard to reach.
So easy.
Swiffer. Mother of all cleans.
Imagine a future where plastic is not wasted, but instead remade over and over into the things that keep our food fresher, our families safer, and our planet cleaner. To help us get there, America's plastic makers are investing billions of dollars to create innovative products and new recycling technologies for sustainable change. Because when you push for smarter solutions, big things can happen.
Your shipping manager left to find themselves, leaving you lost. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
And that's why I never drive those guys.
Party's over, big guy.
We're tired of hearing, I don't want to get my truck dirty.
With WeatherTech laser-measured floor liners front and rear, a seat protector, and full bed protection, trucks are totally covered.
You just got WeatherTech.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's get dirty.
Drive worry-free with these American-made products at WeatherTech.com.
From this can't miss moment to this hello new grandpa moment to that whatever this is moment. Your moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 or older with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of ending up in the hospital from RSV. And there are no RSV prescription treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Moments like these matter.
Today is your ticket to Paris.
I was so proud, happy, bittersweet. The journey's over and happened so quick. My third Olympics.
Tomorrow, we're courtside as Team USA's hot streak continues in their historic quest for gold. Today is where the games begin.
Finally, she's an Olympic vet, but after all she's been through, going for gold in Paris has taken on new importance for superstar Brittany Griner. Here's Liz Kreutz.
As WNBA star Brittany Griner goes for her third Olympic gold, this time is different. It's her first Olympics since her harrowing ordeal 2 years ago. Do you think everything you've been through the past few years, that gold is going to mean even more?
Oh, 100%.
In 2022, Griner was sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison on drug charges after officials there said they found cannabis oil in her luggage.
I made an honest mistake.
After nearly 10 months detained, Griner finally released in a high-profile prisoner exchange, much like the recent one that brought back Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich and Marine veteran Paul Whelan. Paris is now the first time she's been abroad since returning home. How have you prepared for this moment?
me and my counselor, we talked a lot about it and, triggering things that could happen. But then also just staying focused. I'm thinking about bringing home that gold.
And waiting for her at home, wife Sherelle and their new baby son Bash, born less than a month ago.
Every minute I feel like he's popping in my head and I'm thinking about him. It's just, my world changed.
Now in Paris, winning is Griner's sole focus, even off the court, where the 33-year-old is plotting games against the men's U.S. basketball team.
The player lounge room is always fun. It's a fun time. A lot of intense Uno games and...
Wait, you and Steph Curry might be playing some Uno?
We might. You better watch out. I need to bring the Uno revenge with the draw 10 and that thing.
Sadly, no cameras allowed in there, but all eyes on Griner as she and her teammates go for gold. What do you want people watching from home to know about Brittany Griner right now in this moment?
The BG is locked in and ready to go. I'm happy. I'm in a great place. I'm representing my country that fought for me to come back. And I'm going to represent well.
Liz Kreutz, NBC News.
And that is Nightly News for this Tuesday. Thank you for watching. I'm Lester Holt. Please take care of yourself and each other. Good night. Welcome to the Pennsylvania Lottery, live this evening, Tuesday, August 6, 2024. Thanks to new ex-witnesses Kathy Huckle and tonight's special guest, Philadelphia Representative Jose Giral. The wild ball number is 0. And now, pick 2. 3, 6. Select tonight's pick 3. 7, 3, 8. Now select the pick 4. 0, 5, 7, 7. Pennsylvania Lottery drawings are independently audited by Zelenkowski Axelrod. And next, pick 5. 6, 7, 6, 6, 4. And now cash 5 with quick cash. The numbers are 23, 32, 18, 24, 15, and now match 6. The numbers are 22, 7, 6, 37, 25, 19. Thanks for playing the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
From the Alex from Backstage at Sony Pictures Studios, this is the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions. Here is our first group of semifinalists. A producer, writer, and actor from Chicago, Illinois, Ike Barinholtz. A philosophy professor from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Ben Chen. And a quality control specialist from Greenville, Texas, Jared Watson. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Ken Jennings.
Thank you, folks. Thank you, Johnny. And welcome to the semifinals of the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions. If the quarterfinals are any indication, we may be in for a wild ride over the next 3 games. Only 3 players will advance to the finals, and today Jared, Ben, and Ike are back with us, hoping to lock up the first of those spots. Good luck, champs. Let's get to work in the Jeopardy round. Wherein are found these categories. We have Getting Historical first up, then Books by Characters, a little sports mascot history for you, followed by Unusual Nicknames, The Material World, and finally, an old Jeopardy favorite, Before and After. Jared, where to first?
Let's do Books by Characters for 600.
In the children's book, Stanley Yelnats and Zero. Ben,
What's Holes?
you're correct.
Books by Character 8.
Sepha and Baby Suggs. Ben,
What is Beloved?
by Toni Morrison, right?
Books by Characters 1000.
Squealer and Old Major. Jared,
What's Animal Farm?
yes.
Getting Historical for 600.
A 1493 papal decision split the New World between these 2 nations, or so they thought. Ben,
What's Spain and Portugal?
that's correct.
Getting Historical 800.
Calling himself an admiral in a bit of self-promotion, in 1853 he sailed 4 warships into the harbor of Uraga and refused to leave. From Japan, that was Commodore Matthew Perry. Back to you, Ben.
Historical 1000.
Wahen Seneca was another name of the man the Jamestown colonists called this, like the people he led. Ike.
Who's John Smith?
No, I'm sorry. Ben.
Who's Powhatan?
Yes.
Material World 800.
Doors on ancient Greek temples were often fitted with grills made of this alloy of copper and tin. Jared.
What's bronze?
Yes.
Material World 600.
Answer. Green and double. First one of the semifinals, Jared. And you can use it to your advantage.
I will bet it all.
That would put you in the lead. Here's your clue in the material world. This hard black wood from trees of the Diosporos genus shares its name with a magazine founded in 1945.
What is ebony?
That's correct. That's the word and the magazine. You're in the lead.
Let's do Material World for 1000.
This fabric with a raised design gets its name from a word for twisted thread. Tough one. What is brocade? Jared?
Sports mascot history for 600.
In 1979, Yuppie suited up for this MLB squad prior to moving across town and sports leagues to the Canadians. Jared?
Who are the Montreal Expos?
That's right.
Sports mascot history for 800.
This NFL team notes mascot Captain Fear lamented his lost chip. But friends, it was found and rebuilt at Raymond James Stadium. Ike?
Who are the Buccaneers?
That's right.
Let's do skinny historical for 400, please.
To defend against missiles, Roman legions linked shields in a formation called the testudo, Latin for this land animal. Ike?
What is it, turtle?
Yeah, or tortoise, you're right.
Let's do sports mascot history for 1000, please.
Since the 1990s, Fred the Red has been a devil indeed for this team from the north of England. Ben?
What's Man U?
You got 1,000, Manchester United.
Before and after 1000.
Siam set musical adaptation of Asimov's book about machines that follow 3 laws. Ben?
What's The King and I, Robot?
Correct.
Before and after 8.
Nation's capital newspaper caused psychological pain following an event of actual or threatened bodily harm. Jared?
What's the Washington Post traumatic stress disorder?
That is correct. I think I've had that before. You and Ben are tied for the lead. Good to see Ike out of the hole. We'll come back and get reacquainted with our champions right after this short break.
Wednesday at 6:30 on Channel 11 Morning News.
Small jobs can add up to big bucks.
Consumer advisor Clark Howard takes you inside the world of side hustles. Why there's never been a better time to earn extra cash.
The average side hustler is bringing in about $900 a month.
Some side hustles can lead to even more than that.
This was basically my way to save up for college.
Join Jennifer Tomasic and Gordon Lesh. Wednesday at 6:30 on Channel 11 Morning News.
You want top quality roofing?
Replacing a roof isn't just shingles. It's a complete engineered system. Being Pittsburgh's #1 platinum preferred roofing replacement company, we offer free estimates from one of the most trusted and well-trained teams in the industry. With over 40 years in the business, JP Roofing is efficient and complete most roofing jobs in just 1 day.
If you're looking to get your roof replaced, hire JP Roofing and Siding. Quality long remembered at a fair price.
Kamala Harris has taken on gang members to get justice for victims. Taken on big banks to pay back people they ripped off. Taken on drug companies to cap insulin at $35. Now she's running to take on greedy corporations who jack up prices to lower everyday costs for working families. They're spending millions on ads attacking her because she'd be a president who fights for you. FFPAC's responsible for the content of this ad.
Promotional consideration provided by Crest. Crest. Healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
Whoa, how'd you get your teeth so white? You gotta use the right toothpaste. Don't you see? Not all toothpaste whiten the same. Crest 3D White removes 100% more stains for a noticeably whiter smile. New personal best. Crest.
Mike Farrenholtz of Chicago is our first ever primetime celebrity Jeopardy champion. Congratulations, Ike.
Thank you, sir.
Which means you were playing for charity and, in fact, won $1 million. For whom? Who were you playing for?
Well, I actually used that money to buy a new boat. My old boat was in the shop, so I just got a new one. I was able to give that money to Pacific Clinics, the Hollygrove campus, which is an amazing organization here in Los Angeles, which provides help for folks who are dealing with financial insecurity and like some severe mental health problems. Amazing people, and I can park my car there whenever I want.
But not your boat.
Not the boat. That has to stay at the dock.
Ike, you are the only one in our TOC field who has never lost a Jeopardy game by virtue of your Celebrity Jeopardy resume.
Well, let's hope that doesn't change in the next 30 minutes.
Still undefeated for now. Ben Chan may have something to say about that, a philosophy professor from Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I understand your students of philosophy, Ben, have a new nickname for you.
A lot of low-hanging fruit was like champion. And there's a Reddit fan who called me Ben Jennings, premature.
Oh,
and then, but one of my students this past semester had my favorite nickname, which was, in the year 2024, Chan GPT.
Ah, that's pretty good. Chan GPT. With the letters, it's like a pro athlete nickname. That's great. You gotta have sweatshirts made.
That's good idea.
I love that. Jared Watson is a quality control specialist from Greenville, Texas. And Jared, you were surprised by your local Texas affiliate with your Tournament of Champions appearance. Is that right?
You would come in on a screen and say, sorry, we can't invite you back to the Champions Wildcard because you're going straight to the TOC.
We'll switcheroo there.
Yeah. So after that happened, I went to like a Thanksgiving dinner, and my family were asking me, because I was stunned on the episode, and they, you had to know that this was going to happen to you, right? I mean, because it was like, no, I'm not nearly that good of an actor.
They didn't believe you. They thought you were faking.
It's like, maybe I could do a great stun face like that, but that's completely natural.
Just for the record, you were surprised.
Yes.
And you're doing very well in this game. You and Ben are tied for the lead, Jared. And you gave us the last correct response. Let's get back into it.
Let's do before and after for 600.
A Knoxville color that's also a hit country song is served as a high-grade tea from Sri Lanka and India. Jared.
What is burnt orange peco?
No, I'm sorry. Ben.
What's Tennessee orange pecan?
That's correct.
Unusual nicknames 1,000.
Glasgow's Clyde Auditorium was opened in 1997 and soon became known as this animal of Texas and Central and South America. Jared.
What's the armadillo?
Is the armadillo.
Unusual nicknames for 800.
Oxford is the city of dreaming these topmost parts of some of its buildings. A phrase from a poem by Matthew Arnold. Jared?
What are spires?
That's correct.
Unusual nicknames for 600.
This great hitter of the 40s and 50s was thin-shamed as the Splendid Splinter. Ike?
It was Ted Williams.
Right.
Unusual nicknames for 400, please.
This first name of Herr Mendelssohn means happy, but his manner got him the nickname Discontented Polish Count. Jared?
What's Felix?
Yeah, that's a good nickname too, Ben.
Sports mascot history for 400.
From 1979 to 1981, the Yankees fittingly had a mascot named this, also a word for a well-dressed man. Jared?
What's dandy?
Yes.
Books by characters 400.
Joseph K. and the Examining Magistrate. Ben?
What's the trial?
By Kafka, right?
4 and after 400.
Actor look-alike who does the dangerous action scenes as an iconic red London vehicle. Ben?
What is a stunt double-decker?
Correct, a stunt double-decker bus.
4 and after 200.
A venue for volleys and lobs where violators of military law are prosecuted. Ben?
What's a tennis court marshal?
Well done, yes.
Material World 400.
For sheets, the Egyptian type of this feels real good, but the extra long staple kind is the best of the best. Ike?
What is cotton?
Yeah, like from your boat.
Let's do books by characters for 200, please.
Hunting at Sea, Matt Hooper and Captain Quint. Jared?
What's Jaws?
Right.
Sports mascot history 200.
Starting his career at the San Diego Zoo, he's an embryonic Charles Chaplin in feathers, says his biography. Ike?
Who is a San Diego chicken?
Correct.
Unusual nicknames for 2, please.
You can see why BMW E246 cars were dubbed this predatory creature's nose. Ike?
Or the shark?
That's right.
Getting historical for 200, please.
John Knox was the best-known leader of this country's Reformation, made official by a 1560 act of its parliament.
cotton.
That's correct.
Material well 200.
This material that went with feathers in public humiliation from times past might not have been as hot as you'd assume. Jared.
What is tar?
Yes, tar and feathers. You have the lead as we head into Double Jeopardy. Ike will select first after these words. Come right back.
With wet AMD, I worry I'm not only losing my sight, but my time to enjoy it. But now, I can open up my world with Vabysmo. Vabysmo is the first FDA-approved treatment for people with wet AMD that improves vision and delivers a chance for up to 4 months between treatments, so I can do more of what I love. Vabysmo works differently. It's the only treatment designed to block 2 causes of wet AMD.
Vabysmo is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection, active eye swelling, or are allergic to it. Treatments like Vabysmo can cause an eye infection or retinal detachment. Vabysmo may cause a temporary increase in eye pressure after receiving the injection. There's an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke associated with blood clots. Severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye can occur. Most common eye side effects were cataract and broken blood vessels.
Open up your world with Vabysmo.
A chance for up to 4 months between treatments with Vabysmo. Ask your doctor.
Exclusively on 11, investigators say they found a local police officer passed out drunk behind the wheel. Then would you feel safe crossing the street here? Why a local family is pleading for safety changes.
Plus, updated timing on the next chance for rain after the game.
I guess they just aren't buying today, huh, guys?
Not even a nibble.
Oh, boy!
My lucky spot just isn't paying off.
Well, this might.
Whoa! The new all-cash from the PA lottery.
And with top prizes of $1 million, that's quite a catch. Keep on scratching.
Yeah!
Awesome.
Honey, I found the perfect place for us and my parents.
Really? Where?
The communities of St. Barnabas. For us, there's the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, fabulous condo-style living at the Village. Mom and Dad will love the Village. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
Relaxing sounds good. That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas.
The communities of St. Barnabas. For more information, call us or visit our website today.
When did you turn it off?
I don't need anyone lecturing me on democracy.
What do you mean?
For starters, you don't get to be a dictator, even for a day. You gotta respect the Constitution, follow the law, and accept defeat when you lose.
But Donald Trump didn't do any of that.
Closed captioning sponsored in part by
Cats want taste. You want healthy ingredients. With Blue Tastefuls, you don't have to compromise. Pick up Blue Tastefuls today. Looking to add more Jeopardy to your life? The official Jeopardy store has got you covered. Get your Jeopardy on at thejeopardystore.com.
It's a tight battle for the lead as we head into the Double Jeopardy round. Here are the new categories. First, get along, old paint. Then ends in double letters, followed by Boy Genius, Bridgers, Baker, and the tallest one. Ike, start us off.
Boy Genius for 1,200, please.
By age 15, Flynn McGarry had created a culinary classic, changing one letter in a dish named for a duke to make this vegetarian creation. He came up with the Beet Wellington.
Oh, gotcha.
Back to you, Ike.
Let's go with ends in double letters for 8, please.
This type of heart surgery involves taking a blood vessel from elsewhere and creating a new pathway around the blockage. Ben.
What's bypass?
Good.
Boy Genius 16.
Answer. In the double. Ike was so close, but you found it, Ben. What do you want to do here? You got a narrow lead.
4,000.
Here's your clue in Boy Genius. Losing his brother Giulio in 1915, he buried his grief in math and physics and soon wowed the admissions panel at college in Pisa.
Who is Fermi?
Fermi's correct.
Wow.
You had $4,000. You didn't seem sure, Ben.
Was not sure. Ends in double letters 12.
Eden, New York York has a museum devoted to this mouth-blown musical toy? Jared?
What's a kazoo?
Right.
Let's do ends in double letters for 16.
Answer. The other day we go. You got a chance to make some ground back here, Jared.
All of it.
You'll be in the lead if you're correct. Ends in double letters. Originally a stick or spindle used in spinning, it also came to mean women's work or the female side of a family.
What is this, Jared?
No, I'm sorry. The distaff. That's where we get the word distaff side. Knocks you down to 0. There's a lot of board left, Jared. This is not over.
No. Ends in double letters for 2,000.
This line on the hull of a ship that indicates the depth to which it can be loaded is named for a 19th century British merchant. It's a hard word. The plimsoll. Jared?
Boy Genius for 2,000.
This French prodigy wrote his masterpiece, The Drunken Boat, at 16 and was called an infant Shakespeare. Ben?
Who is Baudelaire?
No, I'm sorry. Ike?
Was Rimbaud?
That's correct for 2,000.
Let's do Boy Genius for 8, please.
In his teens, Eric Demain pioneered computational origami. At 20, he became this Boston area school's youngest ever prof. Ben?
What's MIT?
Yes.
Baker 2000.
In Chestnut Hill, Tennessee, you can tour, eat, and shop at the visitor center of this alliterative baked bean brand. Ike?
What is Bush's?
Bush's best, yes.
Let's do the tallest one for 2,000, please.
In Boy Genius, her name didn't lend itself to a category title. The third member of Boy Genius, Lucy Dacus. Back to you, Ike.
Tallest one for 1,600, please.
In the heartwarming Sismance among the main actors on Ted Lasso. Ike.
Who is Hannah Waddingham?
That's correct.
Let's go the tallest one for 12, please.
On the 2001 World Series champion Arizona Diamondbacks. Ben.
Who is the big unit, Randy Johnson?
It was the big unit.
Bridgers 2000.
Peter Wiest designed a sky bridge not to go anywhere, but to attract tourists to Langkawi Island, off the peninsular part of this country. Jared?
What's Thailand?
No. Ben?
What's Malaysia?
It is Malaysia.
Get Along Gold Paint 2000.
As it's by this painter, you might call an 1876 view of the Mediterranean at Lestat a seascape. That's Paul Cézanne. Ben?
Get Along Gold Paint 16.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Seurat's Sunday on Le Grand Jatte helped pioneer this ism using small detached strokes. Jared?
What's pointillism?
Correct.
Get Along Old Paint 1,200.
This painter, who was totally for the birds, gave us the oil on canvas Washington Sea Eagle around 1839. Ben?
Who is... Oh my God.
It's time. Jared or Ike? Bird guy, John James Audubon. Back to you, Jared.
Get Along Old Paint 800.
Rather than the Magi, Guido Reni depicted the adoration of these rustic fellows. Jared.
Who are the shepherds?
Correct, you're out of the hole.
Bridgers for 1,600.
You might guess that Gustave Eiffel of Tower fame built the Maria Pia Bridge over the Douro River in this Portuguese city famous for wine. Jared.
What is Oporto?
Yes.
Bridgers for 1,200.
Samuel Lancaster built the scenic Benson Bridge across Multnomah Creek in this state, but Simon Benson paid for it. Multnomah Falls near Portland in Oregon. Back to you, Jared.
Baker 1,600.
What a card. Duff Goldman rose to fame on this Food Network show whose title mentions his specialty. Ike.
What is the Ace of Cakes?
Yes.
Let's do Baker for 1,200, please.
When his wife baked these, often served with gravy, Calvin Coolidge would drop one and stomp a foot to show its heaviness. Jared.
What's a biscuit?
Yeah.
Baker for 800.
A special one of these baked at Passover 2022 for the President of Israel was 20 feet long by 3.5 feet wide by not very thick. Ben.
What's matzah?
Correct.
Tallest 1.8.
In the Ramones. Ike.
Who is Joey?
Yeah, he's like 6'6" or something.
Yeah. Let's do the tallest one for 400, please.
On China's basketball team at the 2000 Olympics. Ike.
Who is Yao Ming?
Also correct.
Baker for 400, please.
The thrill and amazement of a 1921 balloon race over Indianapolis inspired the name of this not just white bread brand. Jared.
What is Wonder?
Right.
Bridges for 800.
Named for their designer, Bailey bridges moved Allied troops, trucks, and tanks. An 1,800-foot one was built over this German river in 1945. Ben?
It's the Rhine.
Yes.
Bridgers 400.
Rowe and Add Architects built a Dutch bridge that parts the waters rather than going over them. So it's named for this biblical man. Ben?
Who's Moses?
Yes.
Boy Genius 4.
At age 8, Sergei Prokofiev was taken to Faust and Prince Igor. He decided to write one of these too, and in months composed The Giant. Ben?
What is an opera?
Right.
And the double letters 4.
In the 1850s, a familiar quotation of his may have been, "I have a notebook full of famous things people said. Want to see?" Ben?
Bartlett.
Right. And the last clue, get along, old paint. Her interest in Mexican folk art can be seen in a 1931 portrait of herself with her new husband, a fellow artist. Ike.
Who is Frida Kahlo?
It is Frida Kahlo, yes. You are now within less than $5,000 of Ben's lead. Here's your final Jeopardy category today, folks. Ancient drama. And we'll be right back with the clue.
Here we are driving down the road, and all of a sudden, bam! There's a crack in our windshield. You know what we can do now, though, right? Go to SafeLine.com. And we're good to go.
Hey guys, I'll be replacing the windshield for you. Can we go in there with you? New cars come with cameras that can control your automatic braking systems and lane departures, which do need to get recalibrated when you get your windshield replaced.
You get a crack in your windshield, there's only one choice. Safe Light Repair! Safe Light Replace!
Safe Light Replace.
NexGuard Plus helps you protect your dog from fleas, ticks, heartworm disease, and more. All in one delicious monthly soft chew. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. NexGuard Plus, the one you want for one and done protection.
Start your day with Nature Made and try new zero sugar gummies.
We'll be back with Final Jeopardy right after this.
Exclusively on 11, investigators say they found a local police officer passed out drunk behind the wheel. Then would you feel safe crossing the street here? Why a local family is pleading for safety changes.
Plus, updated timing on the next chance for rain after the game.
Joe Biden made Kamala Harris border czar to fix immigration. First, she ignored it.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
I've been so good.
Then she just lied.
The border is secure.
10 million illegal immigrants. Migrant crime out of control. Fentanyl kills thousands.
We have a secure border.
Kamala Harris. Failed, weak, dangerously liberal.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
I've had a number of health issues throughout my life, but at 39, I was in need of major open heart surgery. I was worried that I would never see my family again. I chose the UPMC heart team because of its reputation. And now, thankfully, as a survivor, I want to instill how precious life is in my students and my family.
The wagers are in. Our category today is ancient drama, and here's the clue. From the 470s BC, Aeschylus's earliest surviving work has this title. He'd fought them repeatedly in the preceding years. 30 seconds. Good luck. Jared Watson at $3,600 coming into final. He wrote down a plug for the Jeopardy online test. That's great. You should all take the online test. That's correct. Well, we can't accept that response, Jared. You wagered nothing at all. You still have $3,600. Ike Barinholtz was in second place with $10,400. What play did you think of, Ike? What is the Spartans? It shows the wrong enemy of Athens. I'm afraid that is not correct. And you wagered all of it. I'll drop you down to zero. Ben Chan had the lead with 15,200. His response? What is the censors?
Persians?
No, yeah, Aeschylus's first play that survives, the Persians. He was a veteran of the Persian Wars. How much did you wager, Ben? It's going to matter. 5601, 9,599. You have just advanced to the finals.